Hey you, welcome to this Speedpaint. This is maybe the first, maybe the second in a series that we're doing where the players of High Hopes Low Rolls draw their characters in the show and then we have a little chat about that character. So today, this is Gimgar, who is played by Amy.
Hello.
So, Amy, maybe we just talk very basic about Gimgar. She's a dwarf.
Yes, even though she doesn't really look like it in this drawing, I'm not very good at, condensing human proportions.
Well, I'm sure that if you put somebody, taller next to her, it would be slightly more obvious, right?
Alex does a really good job with the episodes that we're doing. Like, he portrays that perfectly. She's generally very tall for a dwarf because I can't have short characters. It's a problem of mine.
I will admit, the very first time we sat down to play and you said that you wanted to be a dwarf, I was surprised. Because, even back then when we didn't really know what we were doing, I knew that there were taller races.
I know, I found all the other races a little bit boring. This is before we knew, before I knew what a dragonborn was, because for some reason I thought dragonborn were just scaly men, like hairless men that had scales, like really like lizard men, or something you got from The Shape of Water. That's what I thought they were.
Right. I see.
So I was like a bit disgusted. So I was like, I don't want this. And then also like everything else was kind of a bit too humanoid for me. Like, I just wasn't enjoying it. I say that dwarves are just short people.
Yeah, I mean, particularly in our world, the only real difference is that they cap out at about 5 feet, right?
Yeah,
which
and
is
I was
what
like,
Gimgar is.
Yeah. Like, she was gonna be like 4'11", which is like a foot shorter than I am. I'm 5'11", but then I was like, we should just round it up, make it 5 foot. So I did.
Are you 5'11"? I thought you were over 6 foot.
I'm like 5'11" and a half. It's really ridiculous. I just say it's 6 foot because it's easier.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm a tall human.
So, sort of speaking of, dwarves looking like short humans, because they are. Most of
Gimgar's
physical appearance is actually based on her culture, right, as opposed to her race.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like is the way that it is in reality for most people. So, like, you can kind of see in the sketch work here that she's got, like, a bunch of tattoos and stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, the video is kind of zooming around a little bit because I solely draw zoomed in because I can't do smooth line work unless I'm zoomed right in. So, sorry, y'all, but y'all going to have to deal with that. But what was the question?
Gimgar's tattoos.
Yeah, kind of like me. They don't really have any significance. I've got a couple tattoos myself. I've got them because I like them, not because they necessarily mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've only got one tattoo that actually means something. And same with Gimgar. The one that really has any meaning to it is probably the one on her shoulder that you see there.
Mm-hmm.
From where Gimgar is from, I was like kind of inspired by Death of the Outsider from Dishonored, where his name is the symbol.
Oh, right,
So kind of like that, like their last names from where Gimgar is from is a symbol or a tattoo,
right,
for
it's
instance.
Visual as opposed to a word.
And it's something they can choose to have when they reach a certain age. So you can be born into a family. I've made Gimgar's culture very liberal because, why should it have restrictions when it's in a false world? And so, like, her culture is, you can choose to have this name or you can make up a name for yourself. And Gimgar's pretty happy with her family life, she chose her name, she chose her family's name. And then, like, later on, usually when, like, someone from her culture, when a couple get together, if they choose to stay together forever, they will have both of their symbols put next to each other. And then if they have children or if they adopt or whatever, that symbol then gets merged into a new one.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's stupid or not, but I like it.
No, I don't think it's stupid. I think it's interesting.
And then obviously you don't, from her culture, you don't have to do that. When I would say when she was about probably 16 was when she probably got to choose whether she wanted that or not. And like I say, she's pretty fond of her family, so she stuck with her name because why not?
Do we say where she's from? She's from Rundar.
She's from Rundar,
which is a so in Dungeons and Dragons, like in the player's handbook, you have a couple of different types of dwarf. You've got like a hill and mountain, I think, are the two options. I can't remember what we decided Gimgar was of those
she's
two.
A hill dwarf,
but she, it's like culturally it's different to your sort of traditional dwarfs that we still have in the game. Like Torlin, for example, who may be in one of these episodes, is mountain dwarf. She's from within the mountain. Gimgar and her people are from outside the mountain. Like previously nomadic.
Made their way outside and then just stayed outside. They preferred it
because and this is also the reason why Gimgar has eyes that are
why she has eyes.
Well, her eyes are slightly weirdly coloured, right? Like
it's like a genetic trait.
The sclera is black. Because the people of Rundar are descended from Duragar, right? Which is the dark
dwarves, basically.
Dark dwarves, like the dwarves that you would get in the Underdark.
It doesn't mean she's bad necessarily.
Well, no, not at all. Not even does being Duragar make you inherently bad. It's just that's the way that's their eyes develop differently.
Officially, the reason her eyes are black is because Jenny said her eyes can be whatever colour they want, and I was like, mate, I want black eyes. So that's what I did. And then later on I was like, maybe I should like add a little context to it. And then Jenny was like, yeah, sure, do what you want. And then I was like, maybe this is why. And then we were like, yeah, that's okay, let's do that.
Because ultimately Dungeons and Dragons is whatever you want it to be, right? You can also see here that she's got a pretty beefy scar right there on her arm.
It's like it's in correlation to a bunch of others that she's got. Like the one I tend to overthink everything. I like everything has a reason for why it's there or whatever, other than her tattoos. Actually, her tattoos are just things. I gave her a lot of tattoos because, again, it's just something that she likes, and it's what she does. She likes the way they look. She thinks she looks cool.
Oh yeah.
Hence why she's got them on her face, because she thinks she looks fucking awesome. She wants to look scary, so that's why she's got them. Anyway, the scars got them from being stupid, as many of us do have scars for that reason. I don't know, can we talk about how she got them?
I think so.
Because I don't know if we're ever going to go into it in the episodes, but she wanted to like prove herself before she was ready, and then where she lives is very I don't know how to describe it, like built up forest, very thick forest area. Went sort of parted ways from like her hunting group. She was like, I can do this on my own, typical cliche story. Gets beaten the shit out of by a bear, gets torn up a bit, barely lives through it, but it's not something she survives it, and she's not necessarily ashamed by it because it was something that happened. I would say that she learnt from it, but no, she didn't. And later on, as you're going to see her character develop, so this stage of Gimgar is probably like based on her design from about 2 years ago when we were playing that current storyline, right? That arc, that's the one. So what you see in the episodes is her now, and that was played about 2 years ago. Now, real life game, we're way ahead. She looks completely different now, and she's a bit more beaten up than she is here. But we'll get into that. You'll see
as they all are, but I feel like for sure, in the sort of like first couple of seasons, first 2 or 3 seasons of the show, Gimgar of everybody is probably the one who has the most rapid, like distinct character development. She really does change.
She's a nightmare child.
You'll be able to judge for yourself, dear viewer, at some point in the near future, as episodes of High Hopes and Rolls continue to come out. We'll see you in one of those.
I'm excited to see what the others have to say about their characters.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.